All right, good Monday afternoon, everyone. Welcome to your 12 p.m. Express Abs class. TJ here. For today's class, we'll just need a mat. So for the first piece that we will focus on is just the movement and really loosening up that spine. So we're just going to do some cat-cow. So having your hands and your feet, or your knees shoulder width apart, and hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. I want you to round out that back, arch your back like a cat, and then push it down. Arch your back and push it down. Just doing what feels good to you. So again, when we sit into a chair and we just feel really locked up through our spine, this particular stretch is really nice. And last one. All right, so from here, we're going to go into our Sphinx pose. So it's where we're on our elbows. Our elbows are directly underneath our shoulders. And we're just stretching out through that lower part of our core. All right, so for the first exercise, we're going to do something a little different, but I'm going to show you in this kneeling position what it's going to look like when I'm lying on my side, so that way it registers with you when you're doing it. So imagine that side bridge, but in this position, I'm going to have you sit back, and I'm going to have you push through your hip to where your body is straight. So when I'm in this position, I'm going to sit back and I'm going to push that hip forward. Sit back, push that hip forward. So it's that side bridge. All right, ready? Go. So sit back, push that hip forward, sit back, push the hip forward. Keeping that core engaged, keeping that belly button drawn towards the spine. It's a little different than what we've usually done, but this is what happens when you come back from a wellness seminar and you learn all sorts of stuff. So give me one more. Excellent. So we're going to flip it over. And again, that same sort of thing where I said kneeling and sitting back. So again, side bridge. And we're going to sit back. So keeping that hip up off the ground and push that hip forward. Sit back, push the hip forward. Again, keeping that body engaged or that core engaged. Sit back, push the hip forward. Sit back and push the hip forward. Keep going. So just try not to let that hip touch the floor. Last one. Excellent. All right, so I'm going to add an element to this that is going to just make it a little bit harder. So when we sit back, as you push the hip forward, I want you to raise that top leg, but it's all about still pushing that hip forward, okay? If that is too hard for you, just do the pushing of the hip forward piece. All right, ready? Go. So sit back, lift that leg just a little bit, not too much. Push. It's like we're doing double duty. It's like we feel it through the outer hip, but we feel it through that oblique or the side closest to the ground. We feel it through our low back. Hopefully not too much. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So flip it over. So remember, it's just that sitting back and pushing forward with that hip and raising the leg, which is completely optional. Just so you see what I'm doing. All right, ready? Go. So raise the leg. Just remember, shoulder or that elbow that you're resting on is just right underneath the shoulder. So the most important aspect here, which is from the first round that we did, is pushing that hip forward. If you still have a bend in your hip when you push forward, but it's not pushing all the way through, then you're not engaging through the low back. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So we're just going to do this one more time, and then we're going to switch it up and just kind of go to things that we're a little bit more comfortable with. I just thought it'd be fun to change it up. All right. So same exact thing. Ready? Go. So sit back, raise the leg, sit back. Even myself, I find it challenging when I think I'm pushing through my hip all the way, especially if I choose to raise that leg. I become more focused about the movement as a whole versus focusing on what's the most important part. So pushing that hip forward. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. All right, so we're gonna flip it over one last and final time. Pretty much if we ever do an exercise where it's like this hip drop with this hold side bridge and we're raising the leg as we're doing it, it's called a DNS star pattern. So your body looks like a star when you're in this position, all right? Even though there's only 4 points. All right, ready? Last time, go. Oh, don't forget to include that leg if you choose. Nice job. Again, pushing that hip forward, being mindful of our movement. And again, feeling it through that oblique, feeling it through the low back, outer hip, if you are raising the leg. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So let's lie on our back. And we're just going to go legs extended, just to kind of go back to something a little more familiar. So we're going to go feet together, knees together, and we're just going to do a basic crunch. All right. So keeping the chin off of the chest, imagining there is a ball underneath your chin. Ready? Crunch up. Shoulder blade barely comes off the ground. Up. Keep going. Again, keeping those feet together. Engaging those muscles that are below the waistband of our pants. Nice job. Keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So we're going to change to where feet or your legs are at 90 degrees. And we are going to do a crunch this way. So just feet at 90 or legs at 90. Ready? Go. So same thing, keep that chin off of the chest. Keeping that core engaged. So having the legs up gets more of that upper part of the core, whereas legs extended, it's the lower. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. So we're gonna go legs extended, but before we begin, whether your hands are overhead, if you're capable and no shoulder issues, otherwise you keep your hands down by your side. I want you to go point your toes away from your body and just really feeling that stretch through the lower part of your core. Otherwise, you can throw the hands in overhead. Or even if it's at 90 degrees, your arms are at 90. Nice job. All right, so let's go second round. Ready, set, go. So again, feet together, knees together. If we want to make it harder, you could raise the left leg to where that left heel is pressed into the right big toe. Nice job. Keep it up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So we're going to go back to feet at 90 degrees. Or legs at 90 degrees. If you feel like this is too hard on the low back, especially after a while, you could drop your feet down and just keep doing that crunching motion. Ready? Go. Excellent. So again, chin off of the chest, shoulder blades just barely coming off the ground. Keeping those legs at 90 degrees. You can set them down if you need to. Just keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. So straighten that body. And again, you can point your toes away from you, feeling that stretch through the lower part of your core. Otherwise, hands overhead or your arms at 90 degrees. And just really feeling that stretch. So you've got one more round, and hopefully I can make it through a couple of other quick things before we end. All right, so if you did the leg elevated, switch sides, right leg slightly elevated, heel pressed into the left big toe. Ready, go. So keeping that chin off of your chest. My hands are supporting my head just to keep that tension off my neck. Keep it up. If your leg is not elevated just slightly, but your legs are together and they're on the ground, make sure they're still together. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so last one, legs up at 90 degrees. Let's knock it out. Ready, set, go. The last couple elements that I'm going to do after this one are more like stretchy pieces and not necessarily another like physical exercise. Keep it up. Nice job. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. All right, so we are going to turn it over and just kind of take your time, but we're just going to turn it over. We're going to get into this kneeling position where both legs are at 90 degrees or that L shape. I'm going to have you put your opposite hand down to that foot that's well, opposite, so right hand, left foot. I want you to take your left hand, reach up towards the sky. Nice job. And I want you to bring it down, and I want you to switch legs. So again, left hand down on the ground, my right foot is in front. I'm going to turn, open up as big as I can. So we've got this rotational piece going on, which is good for the movement of our spine. Bring it down, give me one last one, and we will end here. So again, right hand on the ground, my left leg is in front, both legs are at 90 degrees, just reaching. Bring it down, last leg. So left hand on the ground, right leg up front. Hands up towards, or that right hand up towards the sky. So just to let you know, for tomorrow's classes, we've got stretch break at noon, that's virtual. We have total body challenge in person at 12:30. And then we've got, in the morning is small group strength in person at 6:40. All right, have a great day and see you tomorrow.